Hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Amy and today's class is a reading class. So we'll be reading and also speaking about the topic that we covered today. Our topic is, can we bring the dead back to life? So we've got a kind of a strange article which I came across while I was doing some research this week and thought, oh my goodness, it's kind of amazing. So an interesting piece of reading, but also good for practicing your pronunciation and learning some new vocabulary. So do come along if you'd like to. Join us as we read together and talk about this kind of weird topic. Before we get started, as always, I'd just like to tell you a few things that could help you here on Verbling. There are two important pages that I want to bring your attention to. So the first one is my Verbling Teacher Facebook page. That's the first of the two links that I'm going to post there in the chat box. The Facebook page is basically a good way to keep in touch informally, to share things, pictures, good websites that you find, resources of any kind, really. So it's a typical Facebook page, but it's on the theme of Verbling, English teaching and learning, and is a handy way to keep in touch. The second of the two pages that you'll see there is actually my Verbling teacher page, which is where you'll find out some more concrete information about me as a teacher. You'll also see my schedule, so that's both for upcoming classes, which is what we're having now, but also for private tutoring sessions, which is something that you might like to think about, where you can have a one-on-one session with me if you want to focus on something in particular, if you've got an exam coming up and you want to improve, if you want to go through some writing and get essays checked, if you want to talk about specific grammar points that perhaps are not covered in classes, anything you like. Do check out my one-on-one tutoring schedule. You'll see my calendar there. And if there are no free slots that suit you, it's definitely worthwhile writing me a message using the messaging feature and getting in touch and just asking if there's any other slots that I can put up for you, because I sometimes can do that. So with that being said, don't forget to click on the blue follow button, which will give you automatic notifications of my classes. You can do this with any teacher if you're interested in their classes, and you'll receive emails just telling you when their next classes are coming up. Okay, so back to today's topic. We're going to read an article together called "Can We Bring the Dead Back to Life?" And we're going to say hello to our students, or student. Asma's having trouble joining the class. Alright, Asma, keep trying. I'm going to see how Harry's doing. Harry, are you there?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Well, okay, Asma's having some kind of connection problem. Asma, I think it must be a problem that you've got, because Harry's okay. He managed to access the class. So keep trying, Asma. We want to see you soon. Maybe try just restarting your computer. Sometimes you just need to reset things in order for it to work. Hopefully see you soon. So Harry, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Have you
How
been
about
to
you?
any... I'm waiting to hear about your next exercise regime that you're going to tell me about today.
I took the sauna today.
Pardon? You took the sauna? Oh, there you go. I knew
Yeah.
you'd have done something. How was the sauna?
Great.
Excellent. Goodness, sorry, Harry. It's just I'm being distracted slightly. It seems like the students are trying to come in and then being ejected out. You didn't have any problems coming into this class?
I had also problems. I tried it many times. Still, I came into this class. Yeah, I had also
So you
problems.
eventually managed to. Oh, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I wonder what's happening. Because everyone keeps dropping out. Guys, keep persevering, because Harry has managed to get in and stay in. Maybe it's testing your perseverance, or more likely Google Hangouts is having a bit of an issue this morning. I'm sorry about that. But Harry, how's your English studying and stuff going? Apart from taking a sauna, what else have you been doing?
I feel more confident in speaking English, and
Excellent. I'm glad to
yeah,
hear it.
I enjoy it. And if I continue my speaking, maybe in a half year, I can speak English fluently.
I absolutely agree with you, Harry. It's to do with regularity. A lot of it is to do with regularity. If you just keep going, you will get there. But you also have a good ability already, so you're on your way to success. All right, just a moment, guys. I'm just going to say hello to David. Hi, David.
Hi, Abby. I'm sorry.
How are you today? Can you tell me, did you manage to, it seems like everyone's managing to come into the class now. I don't know what's happening today, but did you have problems coming to the class?
With the Hangout? No.
Yeah.
No, the internet. Actually, the internet today is very good.
Okay, you didn't have any problems. I'm just seeing that Ahmed and Asma also want to join the call, and they're not able to come in, and I'm wondering whether I should just try and restart this class. We'll give them another couple of minutes. I don't know if that's going to help or not. How is your English studying going, David?
Okay. Like improving, trying to improving every day, but the process is step by step. It's not not like tomorrow I'm going to speak like you. But yeah, I'm tired.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to say hello to Mikkel. Are you there, Mikkel? This is like some kind of a
Verbling class. Our subject today is marketing.
I'm not sure what's going on. Guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm sorry for Harry and David, but I think there's other students that are really struggling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this call and I'm going to restart the class. Because it seems like people are having big problems. Although Karko has just arrived. Karko, are you there? No? Can you hear me, Karko?
Yes, Amy.
Ah, well there you go. You've managed to come in too. Maybe it only lets in, I don't know, people from a certain part of the world. No, Harry's from Germany. You guys are from Latin America. I have no idea. So Miguel can't join. It's like a lottery. It is like a lottery. All right. I don't know what to do at this point. 3 of the students are okay, and 3 aren't. I think we're just going to stay. Ahmed, can you hear me? No, he's gone again. All right, Kako, tell me, how are you? How's your English study and stuff going?
I am well, Amy.
Excellent.
Nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you too.
I am regularly attending an average of about 2 classes a day at Verbling, on Verbling.
That's excellent.
I think it is very nice in order to balancing with other activities that I have to do. I work every day, and at night I always attend some classes as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is definitely the way to go, Kako, because regularity, as I just said before, me and Harry were talking about it, it's very important. Okay, let me just address this problem again for a second. Sorry, it's very distracting. I can see that we've got 3 students who are trying to come into the class. I'm reluctant to restart the class, guys, now that we've got 4 students here, in case I come back and then nobody can come. So what I would say to Ahmed, Miguel, and Asma, maybe try doing some simple things like just restarting your browsers, in case that helps. And also, would you mind just writing a message to Verbling support and saying that we're having this problem, just to let them know. And keep trying, because we want you to come into the class. Sorry guys, I don't want to restart because otherwise we may be in further trouble than we are right now. I hope you understand. And I hope you can hear me. So we're going to carry on, and we're just going to hope that you guys can come in. Does that sound okay with the Harry, David, and Kako I've got at the moment? Okay, guys. So we're going to start reading the article that we're supposed to be doing today. This is called "Can We Bring the Dead Back to Life?" So before we even start reading, I just want to talk about that for a second. What do you think of that? What's your initial impression of the headline of the piece? Let's ask Harry.
I don't believe in death.
Aha, very intriguing. Can you expand? What do you mean by you don't believe in death? Can you tell us a bit more?
Who is telling us that there is death?
Good
Who told
question.
you this? Who told you this? That it's true?
I guess nobody really. I just sort of grew up thinking people disappear at some point. And where do they go? What do you think?
We are already there where we are. I think we are at home already, but we don't recognize it.
Very intriguing, Harry. I just want you to tell me more. What do you mean?
Because we are very creative in our mind, so we can create new things. Like we can see, we can create new technology, and right now I can say when we want to bring new stuff out, new products, we can do it. In 50 years, there is another new world. We can do it, and it's created in my mind. And when I go back to the present right now, maybe I can think what will happen in the future when I notice the present right now, I can say there is only me. I can feel myself. It's only me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to read about something kind of weird, which is to do with science. So it's more about keeping your body alive than anything else. Whether you believe that we have souls or spirits or other parts of us. The focus today is kind of on the body. I'm just going to say hello to, firstly, Raphael, who is coming backwards and forwards. Hi, Raphael. Is he there?
Hi, Amy.
Oh, that's excellent. How are you? Are you having connection problems as well?
No, I don't. I didn't have a digger for mess with my internet today.
Yes, I was telling everybody that yesterday a digger sliced through my house's internet cable. So I'm actually trying to continue doing my classes from various locations in my city, not my office, which is why you'll see a different background. Sorry about that. But it's going okay so far, Raphael, and welcome to the class.
Thanks.
And I'll also say hi to Julio. How are you?
Hey, Amy. Hello
Nice
from
to
this
see
side
you.
of the pond.
Hello from this side. How is everything going, Julio? Have you been studying hard? Have you been working?
I've been working a lot and also studying. And I was away from Berlin for about a month because I had a problem with my credit card. But now I'm back and running.
Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that. All right, guys, so we're going to start reading because this is a very cool article. Check out the link there. You'll see it in the chat box. I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to get going. So, try and go in order of appearance so that it's nice and fair. So, Harry, you were here first. Can you read the title for us, please?
Okay. The ultimate comeback, bringing the dead back to life.
All right. What's a comeback? Anyone know?
Yeah, that.
Okay, go for it, Julio. You tell us.
Um, I know what it is, but it's hard for me to explain it. That comeback is like, I don't know, I can't. Maybe Harry can do it.
Go for it, Harry. Can you give us like an explanation of some sort?
Yes, something happens in the past and comes back to the present.
Okay, good. That's definitely one interpretation. I just wanted to point it out because there's actually another one. A comeback is also the name we use for if you're having like a. Do you know
A
what
musician,
banter?
yeah, maybe a musician can come back. We also speak about comeback here. When a musician, maybe uh, they had to stop singing because of sickness or illness, and after they solved
Mm-hmm.
the problem, they come back and say, here, I'm back again and I'm a
Yeah,
new one.
that's exactly right, Harry. It can also be like just musicians that don't work for a while or people we haven't seen for a while. And then what we say is that they're making a comeback. You can use that as a phrase with the verb to make a comeback. The other meaning is actually one more meaning. It means if you're having like an argument or maybe just like a jokey argument, what we call banter, a comeback is like a comment that is sort of used as a weapon against your partner. So if you're having like a conversation and you're kind of teasing each other, we often call that a comeback. If someone says something, the other person can come back with something else. It's like a jokey argument, you could say. So there's several different ways of using that. Take a look in the dictionary if you're still not sure. But this is about coming back to life. So Harry, continue please with this part for us.
A radical procedure that involves replacing a patient's blood with cold salt water could retrieve
Mm-hmm.
yeah, retrieve people from the brink of death, said David Robson.
Okay. Has anybody ever heard of this before?
Yes, I heard about it.
What do you know about it, Harry? Anything?
I heard it that they want to bring or people they buy a place where they put themselves or in the fridge. I can say, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. And then they can come back to life at a later date, right?
Yeah, but right now I'm thinking about it. We have here can I say it? A place where we show another people things, products. It's not a meeting, it's a place where we show people new products and people have to pay entry fees and can see this product.
An exposition?
Exposition, yes, we have it here. Maybe they go around the world. It's called body worlds. Body worlds. There are doctors who brings dead bodies close to the audition, and
Are you
they have to prepare it with special liquid like this salt water, kind of salt water. Maybe they have to prepare it with it, and it's amazing. You can see the bodies of a baby in the mom's stomach. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
and it's all real. It's really real. It's all.
Oh my goodness, Harry, that sounds. I'm going to have to look that up on the internet after class. That sounds
Yeah.
kind of weird, but fascinating at the same time. All right, thanks for getting us started. What we're going to do is we're going to read probably just a short piece each so we can make sure everybody gets a fair chance. Just take your time when you're reading, guys, and focus on your best reading, and I'll help you try and improve. And then at each probably after each paragraph, we'll just pause to make sure everybody understands everything. And if you do have words that you come across when somebody's reading that you don't understand, it's quite a good idea just to write them down so that when I ask you, you're ready. Okay, so thank you. And then we'll go to David. David, could you start reading from when, please?
Okay. When you are at 10 degrees with no brain activity, no heartbeat, no blood, everyone would agree that you are dead, says Peter Ree at the University of Arizona Tucson. But we can still bring you back.
Keep going.
Ree isn't exaggerating with Samuel Tischerman at the University of Maryland College Park. He has shown that it is possible to keep bodies in suspense animation for hours at a time. The procedure so far tests on.
Are you still there, David?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but I missed after you got to so far tested on, you disappeared. Could you read that part one more time?
Okay, so far test on animals. It's about as radical as any medical procedure comes. It involves grinding the body of its blood and cooling it more than 20 degrees below normal body temperature.
Thank you. All right. Lovely reading. This word here is procedure.
Procedure. Sorry, can you repeat?
Procedure.
Procedure?
Yeah, procedure. Procedure.
Procedure?
Good. Yeah. All right, this one here is cooling.
Okay, cooling.
That's better. So like a long O sound. Trips you up because blood is actually an sound, and then we have cooling, which is totally different as per the lovely English language. All right. Any questions so far, guys? Are we following? What's it said? Any questions about vocabulary?
I only want to let you know that when a person has a heart attack and they put the person in a coma at the hospital,
Yeah.
they also bring the body's temperature down because the heart has not the full power, so they bring it down the body temperature so the heart can works more easily.
Wow, thank you, Harry. Are you what's your job? Do you know about medicine, or did you just learn that, or you just knew it, general knowledge?
Because it happened to my father, they did it.
Oh, wow, your father who's now in rehab, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it works well.
He was
That's
very
excellent.
cold. He was very cold at the hospital as I visit him and I touch him. He was very cold.
Wow. Well, thank you, Harry. I'm so happy that your father's getting better.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing that. That's useful. Okay, so any questions, guys, about any of these words? No?
So I only find curious the expression draining the body of its blood. I thought that it was draining the blood of the body.
Okay, interesting point there, Kako. You can say it both ways, but you need to say either draining the body of its blood or draining the blood. So it depends on the preposition and the way round you put the words.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Good point. Interesting point. Okay, let's continue. Kako, would you mind reading from once the injury, please?
Once the injury is fixed, blood is pumped once again through the veins, and the body slowly The body is slowly warmed back up. As the blood is pumped in, the blood turns pink right away, says Ree. At a certain temperature, the heart flickers into life of its own accord. It's quite curious. At 30 degrees Celsius, the heart will beat once, as if out of nowhere, then again. Then, as it gets even warmer, it picks up all by itself. Astonishingly, the animals in their experiments show very few ill effects once they've woken up. They'd be groggy for a little bit, but back to normal the day after, says Tischerman.
Well done, great, Kako. This word here is pronounced groggy.
Groggy.
Yes, and does anyone know what groggy actually means?
Under the effect of drugs?
That's a very good way of putting it. It doesn't actually necessarily have to be the effect of drugs, though. It could be
a little faint.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it means you're a little bit sort of confused, or you're not really thinking straight, or moving straight or normal. All right. So, for example, if you wake up, you know how some mornings the alarm goes off and you really have to like do your absolute best to force yourself out of bed because you feel tired. That's when you describe yourself as groggy. Usually I'm groggy before I've had a cup of tea in the morning. But then again, I am from the UK, so it's probably normal. All right, let's ask any other questions about vocab. Anybody else?
Yeah, maybe ill effects.
Ill effects.
Illness effects?
Actually, no, it doesn't. It's not actually related to illness, surprisingly. It just means bad effects. And the word ill is used in this way, or used to be used more, you know, maybe 50 years ago or so. And now it's not around so much, but it means bad effects or unpleasant effects.
Okay.
More than illness. It's not related to illness specifically. And any others?
I can say centigrades or degrees Celsius, teacher.
That's a very good question. I believe that you have to say degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Because that's what we commonly use. But centigrade is definitely... It's to do with the person's name and who invented that, Kako, so I might have to research that on the internet. But yes, 30 degrees Celsius is normal.
Celsius degrees?
30 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Just you said. Yeah. Okay, so I think Raphael was the next arrival. So Raphael, could you read from definition, please? And then we're going to talk about this for a moment.
Tischerman created headlines around the world earlier this year when he announced that they were ready to begin human trials of the technique on gunshot victims in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The first patients who have been so badly wounded that their hearts have stopped beating, meaning that it's their last hope. Shooting death with suspended animation, it's how CNN put it. Killing a patient to save his life was the New York Times take.
Great, thanks, Raphael. Great expression in your reading, as always. This one here is wounded.
Wounded.
Yeah.
Wounded is incorrect.
Yes, wounded is not actually a word. So if you're using the past tense of to wind, it's simply wound. But this is the past tense of to wound, and it's pronounced wounded.
Okay.
Okay, so to be wounded is obviously that you've got a cut or something in your body, right?
Yes.
We've got the noun as well, a wound.
Hurt.
Yep.
To being hurt.
Absolutely, thank you, Kako. That's correct. Any questions about any of this vocab? Anybody? No? All right. I just want to talk about this for a sec, because when I first read this, I was kind of, well, I'd say almost shocked, probably more than surprised. I hadn't heard about it before, and the idea that you can be cooled down, I guess it's like sort of like being in a coma, except your heart actually stops. And the thing that I found amazing was that once you get to, I think it said 30 degrees, then your heart starts beating again. So obviously this has only been tested on animals so far, but even so, I found this kind of amazing. So I'm going to ask Julio, what do you think? Have you heard about this before?
No, this is the first time I've heard about this. And it sounds to me like rebooting your computer. Because, well, what we do right now is that when someone's heart stops beating, then we give him electric shocks.
Yep.
So that's defibrillating, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but this technique seems to be more similar to just rebooting from the beginning, starting Windows, turning down the computer and turning it on again. Shutting down the computer, yeah, you're right. Shutting down the computer. So it seems to me like that, and apparently it works.
It's, yeah, that's a really good metaphor. I like it. And it does seem like that, weirdly. Let's ask David. David, what do you think? Are you surprised by this at all?
Sorry, Amy, I didn't catch.
I'm just asking, really, what do you think of what we've just read? Are you surprised?
No, I'm surprised because every day the science has an advanced technique or an advanced development for I don't know, for cure many illness or for do many things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not comprobated. It's not that this information is not verified. It's just like a story, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's only just not proven in humans. Yeah.
Absolutely. So far, you're right. We haven't done this on humans. So you remain skeptical, do you, David?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's ask Kako. What do you think?
I think it is a fantastical tool in favor of life, in favor of healing. You people, very interesting. The fact of diminishing the temperature, the body's temperature, you will preserve the life as you draw out the blood, as you drain the blood, with the possibility of come the person back to restarting the heart beats.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very interesting.
All right, nicely described, Kako. Just keep your eye on the chat box, guys, as you're talking, or after you've spoken, have a look at it, just to see if I've written you any comments, which I have done, Kako, for you. Let's continue reading, and it's Julio's turn. So we're going to read now down. If you can read this one for us, Julio, please.
Hyped up. The news coverage has sometimes offended Teacher's Mancasho's sensibility. During our conversation, he comes across as thoughtful, measured man who is careful not to oversell his research. He is particularly wary of using the term suspended animation. My concern isn't that it's inaccurate, it's that when people think of the term, they think about space travelers being frozen and waking up on Jupiter, or Han Solo in Star Wars, he says. That doesn't help, because it's important for the public to know it's not science fiction. It's based on experimental work, and it's being studied in a disciplined manner before we use it to stop people dying. Ree, who came to global attention after reading Congresswoman Gabrielle Clifford's after a shooting in 2011, tends to be bolder. He says he wouldn't rule out longer-term suspended animation in the distant future. What we're doing is beginning part of that experiment.
Well done, Julio. Beautiful reading. You have a very smooth and natural sounding accent, so well done. There's only one word that you could just keep your eye on. This is just a general pointer for these. I can't find it now. Haha, it's public, which is somewhere around here.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. It's like public and it's like
Public, yeah. Because that's the only thing that gives you away a little bit with your native language. So just keep your eye on it, okay?
All right, thanks.
Okay, any questions about this part, guys? Do we understand it?
Yeah, inaccurate. Can you explain me?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah, inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate. Yeah.
Okay, can anybody say, explain what inaccurate means?
The opposite of accurate.
Thank you. And what would that mean precisely, Julio?
I guess
exactly that. When you're accurate, you are precise.
Yeah, I guess because we have the same word in my language, in German, and when we speak about accurate, I would think it's a guess, only a guess, when something is in line. One looks like another.
One looks like another. No, not quite, Harry. What Julio said was probably more accurate. Haha. It means that it's correct. Correct, right? So if something is inaccurate, it means it's not correct.
Okay.
But in the way of, it's maybe not totally wrong, it's just not exactly right. It gives you that sense of an idea. So he's saying that this idea of suspended animation isn't actually wrong, but it's like it gives people the wrong idea. The word gives people the wrong idea. Any
Teacher,
other? Yeah.
I think in this quote he is speaking about the coverage that news that newspaper that media provided about the subject of suspended animation. I think that he is speaking. He is considering that media media provide information provided inaccurate information.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. He's worried that the media sort of well, it's typical, isn't it? With a situation like this, the media can say whatever they like, and it's probably not following the actual science because it sounds like such an amazing thing that the news coverage could be a bit inaccurate or maybe misleading, a bit misleading. I think you're right, Kako. Let's continue reading. So it's now back to Harry, if you can continue for us from Tischerman's.
Tischerman's quest to bring people back from the brink of death began at medical school, where he studied under Peter Safar. It is an inspiring dynasty. In the 1960s, Safar had pioneered cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, the now familiar procedure of applying pressure to the chest cavity to try massage the heart back to life.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know whether you guys are familiar with the term CPR. I'm sure that you have your own abbreviation or something in your own language. I actually never knew that it was short for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It's certainly easier to say CPR.
My language is RIP.
RIP, which in English means rest in peace, right? Which is definitely what you don't want from that, Julio.
I was kidding.
Oh, very funny. So, what do you use the same abbreviation as us? Do you use CPR? What do you guys call this? Do you know what it's referring to?
Yeah, well, in Spanish is CPR. It's RCP. Just you have to scramble the words a little bit.
Yeah, that tends to be the difference, doesn't it? What about in Portuguese, Rafael? Do you know what do you call this? Is it the same as Spanish? Maybe he's gone to get a coffee.
Probably.
I was going to say maybe you need resuscitating, Rafael. And we can rush around there.
Yes.
All right. So it's actually, when you put it into contrast with the different ways that we bring people back to life, I suppose it's not that different, right? Harry's already mentioned that we put people into comas, which isn't so very different from what we're talking about. And then CPR at one point in the 1960s was a new science kind of achievement, and now it's commonplace. So let's continue, and it must be David's turn to read from here. Are you there, David?
Yeah, I was speaking muted. Okay. Safar's work began to change our perception of death, blurring the point that is meant to mark the end of our lives. We have all been brought up to think death is an absolute moment. When you die, you can come back, says Sam Parnian, at the State University of New York in Stony Brook. It used to be correct, but now with the basic discovery of CPR, we have we have we have come to understand that the cells inside your body don't become irreversibly dead for hours after you have died. Even after you become a cadaver, you are still retrievable. Some difficult words.
You had some difficult words. You did great though.
Yeah, cadaver is the same in Spanish, but the pronunciation is. Can you say the word?
Yeah. So cadaver, yeah.
Cadaver. It's almost the same.
Yeah, it's very close. This one's retrievable. And then there were two others I wanted to ask you, to check with you. This one's meant to mark.
Meant to mark.
So it's as if there's no A in there, as if it was MENT, basically. And then this one is brought up. We've all been brought up.
Brought up? Yeah.
Yeah, so that means the same as raised, which they tend to use in the USA. We tend to say brought up in the UK, but it seems like this guy's in New York, so maybe he's different, maybe he's British, who knows? Any other questions, guys, about vocab or what we're talking about at the moment?
Well, I tend to say that word brought up, like brought up. Is that correct? Because I guess that's the American brought up.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine, Julio.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah. Blurring?
Blurring. This one here?
Blurring, yeah.
What is to blur or blurred? Anyone know?
Yeah, to blur, it's when you, well, it's the opposite is sharp. Like you have a sharp vision, you can see things very clearly, but if you have a blurry vision, you see like if, I don't know, like through a dirty glass or something like that.
Yeah, or maybe like a glass which has got condensation of water on it. Yeah, that gives you like a blurry image. Nice illustration. Thank you, Julio. Okay. So the point between life and death is becoming blurry, basically. So let's continue, and now it's Kako. Your turn to read here from Tischerman.
Tischerman now blurred line. Tischerman now thinks of death as the admittedly subjective point at which doctors give up resuscitation as a lost cause. But even then, some people can still make a remarkable comeback. Last December, a paper in the journal Resuscitation caused a stir by suggesting that 50% of surveyed emergency doctors have witnessed Lazarus phenomena, in which a patient's heart has begun beating again by itself after doctors had given up hope.
Great. Okay. Well done for that reading, Kako. This word here is a stir. A stir.
Stir.
Yeah. Or with an American accent, stir with an R on the end, but the same vowel sound. Okay.
Stir.
Yeah. And this one here is surveyed.
Surveyed.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, so has anyone heard of this thing called Lazarus phenomena before?
Yeah, in the Gospels, it is related that Jesus resuscitated Lazarus. Jesus brought Lazarus back to life.
Beautifully described. Thank you, Kako. Absolutely. So it's named after this guy Lazarus from the Bible, where he was dead and then Jesus brought him back to life, as you said, Kako.
Yes.
So 50% of the emergency doctors who were surveyed have witnessed this, which seems to me to be quite a high percentage. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think, Raphael? Are you surprised by this at all, or not?
It's plausible. For me, it's plausible. People can come back from a state of almost death, not death properly, because I don't believe in people coming back from death. There is this. I've watched some documentaries when they showed histories of people who have spent afterlife experience for nearly 10 minutes without her heart stop beating. But these people they kept their brains working with some artificial equipment, because if your brain still works, there is life expectation, but when it stops, there's nothing else to do. So yes, I believe it's plausible, but it's just in my opinion, it's just exceptions. It's 1 in 1 million case, you know.
All right, thanks, Raphael. Could you read this next paragraph for us, please? Kick-starting.
Kick-starting the heart is only one half of a doctor's battle. However, the lack of oxygen after cardiac arrest can cause serious damage to the body's vital organs, particularly the brain. Every minute that there is no oxygen to those organs, they start dying, says Tischerman. His former mentor, Safar, came up with a solution to this problem too, with therapeutic hypothermia. Hypothermia, yes. A procedure that involves cooling the body, typically to around 33 degrees Celsius, by placing ice packs around the body, for instance. At lower temperatures, cells begin to work in slow motion, reducing their metabolism and the damage that could be caused by oxygen starvation.
Thank you. Lovely reading, Raphael. This part here, I think, tripped you up a little bit. So the however is supposed to come as part of this bit, and then you take a pause here. So it should be, kick-starting the heart is only one half of the doctor's battle, however. And then you go on to the next part. Do you see how it works?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Sometimes when you're reading without preparation, those things can trip you up a little bit. And this one is hypothermia. So what is hypothermia?
It's when your body suffers from low temperatures and its vital signs start to disappear. Your vital signs start to disappear, and literally you're dying due to low temperature.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we've got therapeutic hypothermia, and therapeutic's usually a word that means some kind of therapy that is beneficial, right? So in this case, it's what we want, which is kind of interesting. I would never would have thought of this, I guess. Any other questions from this part that Raphael just read?
It's
No?
okay. It takes my attention. The verb come up with, and the idiom is slow motion. I think is so common that I think is even an idiom.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree with you, Kako. I'm not sure whether slow motion could be considered an idiom.
Yeah.
We call it slow-mo for short as well. Have you ever heard of that? You know, you see slow motion in the movies, but this is your body in slow motion. So what does to come up with mean, Kako?
Develop.
Yeah, absolutely. Or kind of to think of.
Developed.
Yeah.
In the past. Yeah.
Yeah, in this case, yeah, it's the past, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, this article continues, as you can see. So what I do want to encourage you to do is to finish reading it yourself. Now that we've started it together, you should have a better idea of what you're reading about, and maybe it will be slightly easier for you. If you do have any questions about anything else that you read in there, please do write me a message on Facebook or get in touch and I'll see if I can answer them. But well done to all of you, because you've all read very well today. Some of you with really, really beautiful reading. So congratulations on that. If you want to practice your writing, you can come to my class in 1 minute. We're going to be doing free writing today, which is always fun. So you'll find out what that is in my next class. But other than that, if I don't see you soon, take care and good luck with your continuing English studying.
Thank you,
Bye,
Amy.
teacher.
Good night.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
See you later.
See you.
Came into this class, yeah. I had also
So you
problems.
eventually managed to. Oh, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I wonder what's happening. Because everyone keeps dropping out. Guys, keep persevering, because Harry has managed to get in and stay in. Maybe it's testing your perseverance. Or more likely, Google Hangouts is having a bit of an issue this morning. I'm sorry about that. But Harry, how's your English studying and stuff going? Apart from taking a sauna, what else have you been doing?
I feel more confident in speaking English, and
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
I enjoy it. And if I continue my speaking, maybe in a half year I can speak English fluently.
I absolutely agree with you, Harry. It's to do with regularity. A lot of it is to do with regularity. If you just keep going, you will get there. But you also have a good ability already, so you're on your way to success. All right, just a moment, guys. I'm just going to say hello to David. Hi, David.
Hi, Abby. I'm sorry.
How are you today? Can you tell me, did you manage to... It seems like everyone's managing to come into the class now. I don't know what's happening today, but did you have problems coming to the class?
With the Hangout? No.
Yeah.
No, the internet. Actually, the internet today is very good.
Okay, you didn't have any problems. I'm just seeing that Ahmed and Asma also want to join the call, and they're not able to come in, and I'm wondering whether I should just try and restart this class. We'll give them another couple of minutes. I don't know if that's going to help or not. How is your English studying going, David?
Okay, like improving, trying to improving every day, but the process is step by step. It's not it's not like tomorrow I'm going to speak like you. But yeah, I'm style.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to say hello to Mikkel. Are you there, Mikkel? This is like some kind of a
gurgling class. Our subject today is marketing.
I'm not sure. And we're going to say hello to our students, or student. Asma's having trouble joining the class. All right, Asma, keep trying. I'm going to see how Harry's doing. Harry, are you there?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Well, okay, Asma's having some kind of connection problem. Asma, I think it must be a problem that you've got, because Harry's okay. He managed to access the class. So keep trying, Asma. We want to see you soon. Maybe try just restarting your computer. Sometimes you just need to reset things in order for it to work. Hopefully see you soon. So Harry, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Have you
How
been
about
to
you?
any... I'm waiting to hear about your next exercise regime that you're going to tell me about today.
I took the sauna today.
Pardon? You took the sauna! Oh, there you go. I knew
Yeah.
you'd have done something. How was the sauna?
Great.
Excellent. Goodness, sorry, Harry. It's just I'm being distracted slightly. It seems like the students are trying to come in and then being ejected out. You didn't have any problems coming into this class?
I had also problems. I tried it many times. Still,
Hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Amy and today's class is a reading class. So we'll be reading and also speaking about the topic that we covered today. Our topic is, can we bring the dead back to life? So we've got a kind of a strange article which I came across while I was doing some research this week and thought, oh my goodness, it's kind of amazing. So an interesting piece of reading, but also good for practicing your pronunciation and learning some new vocabulary. So do come along if you'd like to. Join us as we read together and talk about this kind of weird topic. Before we get started, as always, I'd just like to tell you a few things that could help you here on Verbling. There are two important pages that I want to bring your attention to. So the first one is my Verbling Teacher Facebook page. That's the first of the two links that I'm going to post there in the chat box. The Facebook page is basically a good way to keep in touch informally, to share things, pictures, good websites that you find, resources of any kind, really. So it's a typical Facebook page, but it's on the theme of Verbling, English teaching and learning, and is a handy way to keep in touch. The second of the two pages that you'll see there is actually my Verbling teacher page, which is where you'll find out some more concrete information about me as a teacher. You'll also see my schedule, so that's both for upcoming classes, which is what we're having now, but also for private tutoring sessions, which is something that you might like to think about, where you can have a one-on-one session with me if you want to focus on something in particular, if you've got an exam coming up and you want to improve, if you want to go through some writing and get essays checked, if you want to talk about specific grammar points that perhaps are not covered in classes, anything you like. Do check out my one-on-one tutoring schedule. You'll see my calendar there. And if there are no free slots that suit you, it's definitely worthwhile writing me a message using the messaging feature and getting in touch and just asking if there's any other slots that I can put up for you, because I sometimes can do that. So with that being said, don't forget to click on the blue follow button, which will give you automatic notifications of my classes. You can do this with any teacher if you're interested in their classes, and you'll receive emails just telling you when their next classes are coming up. Okay, so back to today's topic. We're going to read an article together called "Can We Bring the Dead Back to Life?"